And now we're going to the Abyss or Dimension X or whatever it's called. And, like, we've really never been there.
Yeah.
And we just have an episode.
Yeah.
To break it down.
Yeah.
It's like Earth has already been established because we live here as humans. Like, we know what Earth is.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to introduce a whole nother thing in the last episode of your show, not of the season, of the show, and expect us to, like, track and care? You know, Grant, sometimes I shoot myself in the foot.
Yeah.
Sometimes my expectations are significantly higher.
Yes, they are.
Than maybe they should be. And I get let down.
Well, I think your expectations were fair. I think they were...
Do you think they were fair?
Well, I think that you should have had high expectations for one of the biggest shows on the planet.
No, I think that's fair.
But I think the track record of the show would have told you what was going to happen.
My expectations have been decimated, viewers. Just destroyed. Volume 2 was rough.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back to Stole My Line, a Fireside film podcast. I'm Grant.
I'm Drew.
And we are talking about Stranger Things 5, Volume 2. Now, this whole conversation, I'm going to put a big asterisk.
Yeah, well, we got to asterisk this, John.
Because here in a few days, the finale will drop. The final episode of Stranger Things. It is 2 hours and 8 minutes long, I think.
True, yep.
It will be released in some theaters, which is cool.
I'm seeing it in theaters.
Yeah, I'm jealous, actually.
I was super hyped when I bought my ticket.
How are you feeling right now?
I am less hyped than I was.
Okay, but I think we've seen the majority of all of Stranger Things.
Yeah.
So even though there's one more episode out, and it could maybe be a banger.
It has to be.
It would have to be a miracle to really make this a one of the top 3 seasons of Stranger Things.
I agree.
So I'm gonna create more editing work for us, but back on our first Stranger Things, like, kind of preview of season 5, I said this: season 5 is going to be the worst season of Stranger Things.
Whoa!
Yes.
Whoa!
It is going to be the worst one. And you know what? I actually was prepared to eat my words after Volume 1.
I wanted you to eat your words. I wanted you to be wrong with every fiber of my being.
I wanted to be wrong. Sorcerer was great. And I was like, man, this season is really turning up the heat. And then episodes 5, 6, and 7 just turn the heat right off.
Ugh.
Wow, this is sick. Like, any investment I had in the story, I really thought it was, kicking into high gear. We just stalled.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I'm disappointed, but that's all non-spoiler stuff right now, I guess. I don't know. What do you want to talk about before we dive into the meat of what happened or what maybe didn't happen in Stranger Things 5 Volume 2?
Yeah, I think here around Stole My Line, we have a phrase called nothing burger. Okay? Which basically means it's like you bite into a burger and it's just like air. Just like flavored air.
Yeah.
This was one of the biggest nothing burgers I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
There's about 3.5, maybe 3 hours, 45 minutes of content. There's about 3, maybe 4 significant things that happened.
That could have happened at least in 2 episodes.
I'm willing to say a 30-minute episode.
Okay, well, there's a lot of action that happens, but I really feel like it is just fat on, there's so many sequences that feel pretty unnecessary. So many expositional conversations that feel very just, I don't know, trimmable.
Yeah. And here is a theory that I've heard. And if this is the case, then I'm saddened to my core. Have you heard about the Netflix mandate to, make shows dumber?
No.
Okay. This is alleged. Netflix allegedly has a mandate of, we're making our shows more exposition heavy and dumber for the people who are already scrolling, just to have something on in the background. Netflix is making the assumption that
oh no,
that this is our first screen and Netflix is our second. So they have to constantly remind the audience what's happening and keep putting in stupid jokes to like prick our attention span.
Which is not even the worst take. But it is if you're trying to make high-quality television.
Right.
If
So
this is Outer Banks, I'm like, all right, whatever.
exactly.
Yeah.
If that is the case with the Duffer Brothers, then I feel absolutely horrible, and they have sabotaged Netflix has sabotaged one of the greatest shows ever. Just like culturally.
One of the biggest shows ever.
Like culturally, not in quality.
Yes. Yeah,
right.
okay, yeah.
If that's not the case, then Ross and Matt, look me in my eyes.
And Sean Levy, too. You're a
And
part of
Sean
this.
Levy.
You're a part of this.
What happened?
Okay, so are you ready for my analogy?
I'm ready. Hit me.
Do you watch football?
I do.
Okay, I'm talking about NFL football in
No.
this analogy. No.
don't.
Okay, well, you don't need to. You know
Okay.
what football is.
Okay, I do.
I'm just going to explain really quick. If you don't know what American football is, one, you're kind of missing out. It's a wild landscape. Two, there's this thing called the Super Bowl, which you have probably heard of, right?
You probably watched it, honestly.
Every single one of the 32 NFL teams are chasing a Super Bowl to some extent. There's some really crappy organizations, you know? So there are teams that have what's called their championship window, right? They assemble the roster that could really make a push for the Super Bowl, right? I am a Detroit Lions fan. I'm not a bandwagon. I just love the Detroit Lions. It's been some rough years. The past few years have been great. 2023, 2024 Detroit Lions seasons were championship caliber teams that just came up short. But they made the playoffs, had really successful seasons. Kind of thought it was trending up. And then this season, Detroit Lions started out kind of hot. Then the offensive line really sucked. And the defense got really hurt. And we are currently 8-8. We missed the playoffs. It's not like a failure of a season by like league standards, because you're still a decent team. It's just a down year. But by expectations, you're a failure, right? So I just fear that the quote unquote championship window of Stranger Things, which I really thought after seasons 1, 2, and yes, I know, Drew, you hate 3, but I love 3. I thought man, this show's really solid, and this could go down as one of the greatest shows of all time. And it just kind of seems like that window's over. It's just not gonna stick the landing to the extent to cement it as one of the greatest shows of all time, or as one of the most solid shows of all time, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, I agree. And I think,
yeah.
And literally, Sean Levy said this in an interview, which, I have some opinions about Sean Levy.
I got significantly more concerned about his Star Wars movie after watching this volume. I'm not even kidding.
I think Sean Levy is able to talk the talk. Can he walk the walk is questionable. Deadpool and Wolverine was kind of a miss in my eyes.
I thought it was fine. I think Free Guy's funny. He's made a lot of funny movies.
Right. But he said, he's like, we were so conscious in the writer's room of focusing on crafting this ending well because endings are so important. Yes, Sean, I completely agree. Endings are vital, and if you miss an ending, look at Game of Thrones. It ruins the whole show. This is so questionable.
Okay, and here's the thing about Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, at the start, season 8 was not that bad, yeah, okay, I'm just going to get into Game of Thrones. The Night King came back. The Long Night episode was probably a little, I don't know, it was too short. It kind of felt abrupt, but it wasn't bad television. It was whatever. And then the last episode is what made it really bad. And so this last episode might just kind of put us back into okay, the season was fine, mid at best, but they sucked the landing as best they could, and let's just call it done. Or it could be really, really bad. I don't think it's going to be really, really bad where they do every character a disservice, and they are conscious enough that every person that watches Stranger Things love Steve and Dustin.
Right.
Steve Harrington is somehow still alive, and he's probably been the most killable character in the whole show. He's almost died every frickin' season. So they're aware of what the fans want. I am just concerned that the quality of the season is going to leave bad taste in the mouth.
Yeah, look, I think even if the last episode is great, it will still leave a bad taste in my mouth just because, I think what makes Stranger Things phenomenal is the character moments. I think that
Yes.
like we've had rocky plots in the past, and honestly, in my mind, they've kind of been like, you know what, I can look past that because the character moments are still great.
Mhm.
This season, there's like maybe 3 characters who I'm like, I'm really invested in you, and
Yeah.
that's it. And there's like 16 main characters.
Oh man, the show has just gotten so bloated. I think talking a little bit about like overall non-spoiler, like filmmaking, storytelling, everything. I think some of the actors have really regressed in ability. And I know some people are going to get mad if I say Noah Schnapp is not a good actor. He's been pretty bad this season. I know there's some people that are going to have strong opinions about his last scene, which he was fine.
I mean, the writing's also not great, so like,
yeah, some of the dialogue's really bad. I'm talking more about Noah Schnapp's scene, multiple scenes where he's just talking to his mom. I'm like, first off, I'm sick of him just talking to his mom every 5th scene. But I just feel like his acting's pretty weak. Millie Bobby Brown, her lip filler, it's just like all of it feels so wooden. It's just very annoying. I don't know. She's just the most bland character ever. There's no character at all to Elle right now. She's just like the superpower, and that's like what she is. Like she's the superpowered person. A lot of these characters have become caricatures of themselves. I would say that Hopper, Robin, even Joyce. What the frick has Joyce done this season?
Joyce is
literally nothing.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like even a little bit of Erica, even a little bit of Dustin to an extent. I think Dustin's great this season, but like it kind of feels like the writing around these characters. It just feels like they're doing SNL versions of themselves. So,
yeah, I mean, like, look, you have David Harbour, and Hopper feels sidelined in this season. Hopper just
feels like he hasn't grown in 3 seasons.
One of the best characters in the show.
Yeah,
and like so loved. There's a lot of depth, and I'm like, you had one emotional scene in Volume 1, and you just played the same flashback we've seen 18 times.
Oh, yeah, it's bad.
It's ridiculous. Should we get in spoilers?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's nitpick the crap out of this thing.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen Stranger Things 5 Volume 2, it's a mouthful. Just go watch it. Go watch it because we're about to talk about it. But you're here. You've seen it. So let's talk about it. Before...
Should we get into, like, positives?
Yeah. Okay. All right, yeah.
I have a couple.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, Steve and Dustin.
Great.
100% a positive.
Yes.
They're dynamic.
Very strong.
Incredible.
Great. Their performances are very solid.
Right.
I think they're both great. They've been probably some of the bright spots of the whole show in general, but especially this season.
I mean, I think their relationship has kind of not been comic relief, but kind of been just like fun in the past, and it's kind of taken to a whole nother level of depth, which I really appreciate.
Yeah.
If
the
that had
whole like
been
not
every other
wanting to lose
character,
your best friend.
That would have been great. But
yeah.
Yeah, I think they're super solid. I think their fight scene was really engaging.
Yeah.
I liked Jonathan and Nancy. You have your opinions. We can get into that.
Okay, I'll just get into it right now. I don't think it's bad. I don't know how I feel about it.
Okay.
I kind of wanted them to get to a place, and they had some growth, but then they were just like, I don't know, we're not proposed, but we're probably still dating. Like, I think it would have been a really good point for them to be like, we just need to not be together, but I love you as a person.
Right.
Like, I would have loved them to take that step. And maybe they did, but it just was not very explicit. It felt very vague. Whatever. I guess it's life, but...
And that's kind of what I liked about... I mean, I've seen some criticism of, like, are they dating? Are they not dating? I'm like...
I could critique anything. Yeah.
Canonically, not actual, because they're probably, like, 30. Canonically, they're still kind of teenagers, right? They're, like, 18, 19-ish.
No, they got to be in their 20s at this point.
Well,
they
you're graduated last year.
Yeah, they're 18 or 19.
In huge
That's
quotes.
crazy. That is crazy.
So it's like, I can get behind some kind of teenage, awkward, end-of-the-world romance, which is why I like that scene, because it's like, it feels very raw and authentic and almost like 500 Days of Summer, just like The painful teenage awkwardness that is also real in Raw.
Yeah, and I think maybe I am losing just the suspensive disbelief when it comes to their age.
Because they're 30 years old.
And also, I've been watching them for 10 years. Like, not
Right,
only
yeah,
are they
yeah.
like just on the screen and like, oh, I guess these actors are 30. Like, no, I remember when they were 20-year-olds playing, 15, 16, 17. Now they're 30 playing 18, 19, maybe 20.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they definitely look older. No doubt about that.
Now, if that's where their arc ends, I think I will have problems.
Yeah, me too. But it's not going to. Probably.
I don't know, bro.
Probably.
Okay.
What? Any other positives?
Yeah, I have a half positive.
Okay.
Max, Holly, Lucas. I think.
Yeah, it was fine. I'll say it's fine.
I think I really like the memory sequence where Holly and Max are exploring.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of feels half baked.
Yeah.
And I mean, everyone's criticizing online of the scene where it's like they get to the red place
gosh.
and they just stand there and talk
They take
for 30 minutes. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Which, like, you've seen the memes, so it's like I'm not here to meme, but it was pretty stupid. But even that scene aside, I'm like, I think Holly, whoever plays her, really solid. And Sadie Sink's also super solid. So I think that whole dynamic was good.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lucas, and when Max wakes up, I think it was a sweet moment. I think.
Yeah, I think a critique. I think that scene, the writing was like the dialogue was not very good. But Sadie Sink and Caleb McLaughlin did a great job of making it just look like a good scene.
Yep, I agree.
Like they're acting, I'm like, okay, like this is very sweet. So I watched the first 2 episodes with my brothers. And this is just in general. I feel like I'm predicting half of the dialogue. Like, what's the most obvious?
I know.
There were 2 times with my brothers. I literally was like, I said word for word what they were about to say next, and then they said it. I was like, did ChatGPT write this? And I'm not actually saying that, but like, dialogue's pretty bad. It's not great.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it. I'm really sad about this thing because it's like, look, you look at season 1 and 2, and even 3 and 4. It's like, I mean, Hopper's monologue in season 4 where he's talking about kids, great. So much of the dialogue of season 1 is so tight and like human and real. In season 2, and now it's like, it shocks me that it's made by the same people. Like, it really does.
Yeah, it's also after the writer's strike where the people are like crapping on AI, like all this.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. It's just it's weird. Yeah. Okay, here's a positive I have.
Okay.
At first, I didn't know how I felt about it. I think the upside down explanation is serviceable and, dare I say, good.
I think it is good.
I don't think it's great. I don't think it's mind blowing, but I'm like, okay, this makes sense relatively within the universe. It gives us a place to go. I'm okay with it. Like, I kind of had some acceptance there, and I feel fine about it.
I think I am okay with it. I think.
But I have one major gripe. But
okay,
go ahead.
I think introducing the explanation in episode 6 of an 8-episode TV show or season,
yeah.
And now we're going to the Abyss or Dimension X or whatever it's called, and like we've really never been there.
Yeah,
and we just have an episode.
Yeah,
to break it down.
Yeah.
It's like Earth has already been established because we live here as humans. Like, we know what Earth is.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to introduce a whole nother thing in the last episode of your show, not of the season, of the show, and expect us to, like, track and care?
Yeah.
Like, the Upside Down has existed for
5 seasons. And it's kind of like, no, this is just like the doormat. Like, it's just not even.
It's like.
Yeah, like,
okay.
It's like this exists. It doesn't really matter. It's just a thing. Here's what I don't like.
Okay.
They kind of had a cop out here. And there's been a few things that I've been like, okay, this is the explanation for this, but looking back, this kind of, not retcons, but like, it doesn't fully fit with what they kind of explained in the earlier seasons.
The subtle retconning of Stranger Things is
it is
heavy.
Here's what I did not like. This whole mystical dark matter thing. or foreign matter, or what do they call it?
The big bubble.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even dislike that it exists. Okay, whatever. I dislike that they were like, oh yeah, Brenner made it. When did he have time to do that? How did he do that? Where did he get this matter? Maybe there will be an explanation. We got a 2-hour episode finale.
I think the explanation, and I don't know if you're going to like this, is the play.
Oh, dude.
The play, I did some research on the play, and the play has a lot of implications, which I thought they were going to explain in Volume 2, and they just really haven't.
So what? Okay, just hit me with it really quick so
Okay.
I can be caught up to speed.
Right.
Okay, and honestly, I think my opinion is fair because most people have not seen this play.
Exactly.
And so we are coming into it with just these seasons of knowledge that, like, this is what we're operating off of. And then it's like, oh, yeah, Brenner made this magical ball. I'm like, what the flip?
Right. So, again, viewers, I've said this probably 3 times. I haven't seen the play. I've just done a little bit of research. So please explain in the comments. So Brenner's dad discovered Dimension X, which is the Abyss.
Okay.
And I don't really remember much, but like apparently he dies or something.
Okay.
So Brenner's like, all right, I got to discover Dimension X and get there.
Okay.
And some Russian scientist has mind flayer particles and is running from the American military,
Which
led by Brenner.
is that what we got?
In the cave.
In the cave. Okay.
Which is the guy who shot Henry Creel as a boy's hand. And then Henry Creel opens the case and gets mind flared, which we never actually saw in the show, which is insane to me.
Yeah, it's dumb that that's implied because I don't know what that means.
It's insane to me that we didn't get that explanation.
Yeah. If they even had the play filmed and released on Netflix, I'd be like, great, I will watch that.
Right,
I don't
yeah.
care. Like, I want context. Like, it's getting really hard to track as someone who hasn't seen. I'm not going to go to Broadway and watch it. Like,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's insane.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, keep going.
But then Henry Creel gets kind of shipped off to Hawkins by the doctors, and then he gets experimented on. They get his blood, and Brenner's whole thing is like he's trying to get to Dimension X.
Okay.
So,
All right. I mean, I guess it kind of lines up. But it just felt like a giant, like, okay, we have not talked about this at all on the show. He's always been about these kids and like experimenting on these kids. I guess it kind of makes sense that there was kind of a reason for it, but like, I don't know. Just felt like a big, whoa, that's out of nowhere. There's another moment. I know I'm supposed to talk about positives right now, but when it was like Will made the tunnels.
that was
in season
stupid.
2.
That was stupid.
I don't think it was. I was like, okay, whatever. And then I thought about it. I'm like, okay, maybe he had been making the tunnels for longer, but he didn't get fully possessed by the mind flayer until like I think the end of what was it, episode 2 of season 2.
when he's in the field.
Yes.
Yeah.
The tunnels already existed
Yeah.
because the pumpkins were dying.
Yeah. Look at my shirt. This is from episode 1 of season 2.
And so I'm like, this is kind of a giant retcon and slight plot hole of like, was Will doing this before he was fully possessed by the mind flayer, like fully activated? Like, because he wasn't having what he called the now memories of like going through the tunnels and stuff. That just like didn't make a ton of sense. And I'm like, if they had said, I don't know, if there was any setup for that, I'd be like, okay, whatever. One, it feels just like unimportant.
Yeah, totally agree.
And 2, I'm like, it kind of creates a little plot hole. I don't know if y'all feel the same way, but I thought about it. I'm like, that doesn't make complete sense because Hopper was exploring all the dead stuff in the first episode.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
And I mean, we also don't really know Vecna's plan still. And like,
Yeah,
I
so
know they
vague.
kind of explained it if like they want the Abyss and the world to combine, but like, why?
Yeah, like, I don't know.
I think Vecna has so much like implied depth, but at least in the show, we haven't seen any of it other than just like he's bad because he kind of wants to be.
Yeah, and it's like he wants to create a new world. Okay, why? Like, I don't even care if some villains are just bad for the sake of it, but it feels like they're hinting at like, oh, he's like super in depth,
Right.
like character. He's got motivation. I'm like, I don't see any real motivation besides I want to kill people and do what I want.
And like honestly,
if that's the answer, that's fine. It's just don't hint at like this crazy backstory with Vecna. Just make him bad.
Volume 2 had 2 jobs, and they executed one kind of, and they just missed on the second one. In my mind.
Okay. Hit me
Job 1, flush out the Upside Down and what it is.
And they did.
Yes.
Yes.
Job 2, flush out Vecna. And they gave the one scene in the cave with no context, and that was it.
Yeah.
And like maybe episode 8 concludes all 15, 16 main characters perfectly and flushes out Vecna to a point that is satisfying and wraps the entire story up.
There's no way.
Maybe it does.
There's no way.
But that is 3 tasks that this season should have been building up to, and this season has fumbled at every step.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to think of other positives. I'm genuinely trying.
I have a lot of negatives that are very specific.
Let me think for another second.
Okay.
Okay, here's what I'll say.
Okay.
Episode 7, which is the last one of Volume 2. Like, I feel like we were slogging through it.
It was...
And then we started to somewhat set up a plan of, like, what the final episode will be like. Okay, I can get on board with this. And we had a very sweet scene with Steve and Dustin, for example.
That was good, yes.
And I felt fine about that. And that's all. That's the end of the positives right there. I thought that sequence, that little blip, was great. I feel fine about the Camazotz stuff and the kids. Like, I think that's relatively interesting. I just feel like we're also in a lot of places at once for not being in a lot of places. Like, we're in Hawkins, we're in the Upside Down, then they're in Dimension X, and also in Vecna's mind, which is also a bunch of memories. Like, it's just... The setting is kind of all over the place.
It is kind of hard to follow, especially Vecna's memories.
I didn't expect... I don't think it's necessarily super hard to follow, but I didn't expect to be so many places when we were only in Hawkins, but I guess we are, which... I don't know. I don't know how I would have told the story differently. It makes sense, but
it feels a little more contained than Season 4.
Yes. Although...
Not a high bar, but...
I am missing Season 4 right now. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah, no. Season 4... I told you, Season 4 was good.
I'm not saying it was good either. Okay, hit me with some more of your critiques, negatives, all that stuff.
Okay, look, I'm not really going to go in any particular order. Okay. -1, Holly has, like, a lot of character growth, but then it's like she kind of, like, gets completely reset as a character, and, like, everything she's working towards, she's working to escape, and everything, she lands... Vecna kind of catches her, allegedly, and then brings her right back, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Which, Vecna has to, like, almost win before he loses. Like, from a storytelling perspective.
Yes.
And Holly escaping just kind of delays all of that. But I agree.
It just kind of annoyed me. I'm like, well, I mean, I was relatively invested in Holly as a character, and then it's like, everything she tried to do for 4 to 5 episodes
just kind of was pointless. Yeah,
kind of was pointless.
Yeah, and maybe she will help stop it in the end. I'm sure she and Derek will do something cool.
Derek's gonna yell, "Suck my fat one," and then
I really hope Derek kills Vecna and yells, "Suck my fat one." That would honestly just an epic dumb moment like that would probably make this whole season worth it.
No, it wouldn't.
Dude, I'm kind of selling the team on this one. Sorry. All right, keep going with more of your negatives.
-2. And this is, well, I don't know if it's small. It's smaller than my -3.
Mm-hmm.
The hospital scene. Mm-hmm. You're getting smoked out of your mind. The hospital scene.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was fine. I thought it was pretty cool, actually.
When the
Demigorgons are chasing Max.
Demigorgons.
Demi-dogs or whatever.
No, demo dogs. All right, keep going.
Whatever.
You got flamed in TikTok, by the way.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, they were hating your demi dogs and demigorgons.
Is it demo?
Yes, it's dude. Okay, all right.
Well, here we are. You learn something new every day.
Please comment about how he pronounces it demi.
Please roast me in the comments. Demo dogs.
Mm-hmm.
They come into the hospital barreling for Max.
It's kind of like we're doing it again from season 2, but whatever.
I know, but I'm not even mad because they look
It makes
sick.
relative sense, whatever.
They come in barreling, just
yeah, this is dead.
shredding soldiers who are attacking them with one thing on their mind, and that is find Sadie Sink, and I'm on the edge of my seat. They bust through the hospital door. There's a little Jurassic Park reference in there, which is actually 90s, but it's fine. Old Jurassic Park reference. They get to the washing machine. Lucas refuses to stop the music. By the way, Demogorgons can hear.
Yes.
Lucas refuses to stop the music. We all think they're going to die, and they sit on the washing machine and don't do anything. But you know what they do hear? Not the music 1 foot away from their ear. The oxygen tank in the washing machine across the room, placed by none other than Karen Wheeler. It was so
Have you ever
dumb.
heard of Deus Ex Machina?
No. Well, yeah, I've heard the name, but I don't really know what it is.
So Deus Ex Machina is this storytelling thing where you build a lot of tension and you don't know how the characters are going to get out.
Yeah, yes.
And then
yes.
some other like explanation from God, or like from, not from actual God, but like from some character that like is just able to step in and save them. Like think of you've read The Hobbit or seen The Hobbit, like when the trolls have got everybody, and then Gandalf comes in and like saves them and like
right.
Shines a light on them. They all turn to stone. It's kind of like that idea, right? Like the characters are in a really terrible situation. They don't know how they're going to get out. Some other character comes in and saves them. And
like Hopper was en route to the hospital.
So was Elle.
I was ready for like just Hopper to come in and shoot the.
And then they started showing Karen, who, how the frick, one, is she alive? Two, how the frick can she talk later in the scene?
Stupid. It's so stupid.
And like I get like she's tough because she's a Wheeler, dude. You're not that tough, bro. Yeah, that was stupid. I agree. I was thinking the same thing in the scene. I'm like, can we just honestly, like, I would be more interested if they just came in and ripped Lucas's face off.
Yeah, and I like Lucas.
I know. I'm like, just do something that makes sense consistently within your universe.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, an explanation I did think of is that Vecna knew the place, like knew the room in the hospital that Max was in, and then they left that room, and so the Demodogs don't know where they are anymore.
True, but there was a moment where they're just standing on the washing machine.
No, I know.
With the music playing right next to them, and they don't look down.
Yeah, I agree. It's really dumb.
And then, do you have any negatives? Because I have a third one, but it's pretty large.
Okay, let me think of some. Kali. Hate Kali. She's a terrible character.
Yeah, she's pretty stupid.
Everybody, you can see from a mile away that they're setting all of it up. Kali is probably going to team up with Vecna. It's going to be this big plot twist in the finale somehow. I feel zero emotional connection to Mike and Elle's relationship and Joyce and Hopper's, which I did not expect at all.
Because they haven't done anything with it.
Well, also just like, yeah. I don't know. It's just really stupid. Really stupid. Like seasons 3 and 4 with Joyce and Hopper was like this whole thing of like they want this date at Enzo's, and now they are together, and I just kind of feel zero emotional investment in it now. Whereas in seasons 3 and 4, I was like very invested in like I want this relationship to work out, and now that it's kind of worked out, I'm like they just like talk and stuff, and I don't know. There's just no dynamic there at all that I'm really interested in. Same with Mike and Elle. Robin is still really annoying, and I'm honestly mad they haven't killed off a single character.
Yeah, that was another negative. It's
which I know there's a finale. They're going to kill off somebody. I don't know.
Look, I think Elle's going to sacrifice herself. I think that's kind of a shoe-in. If that is the only character that dies, I will have so many criticisms. I'm like, to raise stakes, just generally from a storytelling perspective, you have to
kill somebody.
You got to lose something. The audience has to be like, no way, they just took that from me. I am more invested to see how it gets resolved.
Yeah. I was thinking about this. If Dustin had died in episode 4 or 5, everybody would be so sad, right? Think of how it would have impacted Steve.
Right.
All of the kids. Like, I mean, like, instantly, there's this drive to eliminate Vecna, and everybody's so much more like, I hate Vecna, we have to kill him because Dustin died. I don't feel like, I don't know, I don't feel fear for any of the kids. They're going to probably save them. They're probably going to leave most of the characters alive. I don't know.
Back to the point of, like, this season has done a terrible job of fleshing out why Vecna's plan is bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, they're merging the Abyss and Earth. Oh, no. Like, what does that mean?
That sounds bad, but, like,
it's like that sounds
we don't
bad.
know what that means, yeah.
What does it mean? What's going to happen to Earth? Why is that a negative thing? And, like, I guess we've seen Vecna do bad things.
And I still don't, I guess, fully understand. I guess I kind of understand why he split Hawkins into 4 parts in season 4.
I don't.
Was just to, like, weaken it.
Okay.
So when he smashes the other world against it, it does something. Like, I don't know. Kind of feels like a big, I don't know.
Okay.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
Sure. Makes some sense, I guess.
Can get behind that.
I will say that makes sense. I have a conversation I want to have, but
Okay.
you said you have one more big gripe, and let's get into that. And then
I have one more big gripe, and that is Will. William Byers.
listen. Oh gosh, just go.
He
Just go for it.
look, episode 4 pit him up to be so sick.
And he had a really cool scene against Vecna.
Great scene. Freaking awesome. Episode 5,
Had a really
they continued it. And I was like, all right, like, I am invested. Episode 6, he was asleep on the couch the whole time. Episode 7, I'm gay.
Which is, listen, I'm not saying that there should not be a coming out scene in Stranger Things. There's going to be some people who say, but it was really important. Yes, from a cultural standpoint, sure. From a pure storytelling standpoint, felt very forced.
It was complete garbage. And look,
Listen, I'm not saying about, like, okay, obviously we're not, neither of us are gay. We're not of that community. Not going to make a comment on that part
right,
of it.
that's not what...
I just really felt zero emotional connection. Like, oh, this is the thing I have to get off my chest so Vecna doesn't stop me.
It was framed of, like, everyone has to know this or the world's gonna end if we go into this mission. And, like, that was the framework. And then he literally gives a pretty terrible monologue from a structural standpoint, take politics out of it, of I'm gay. And I mean, so many questions. A, why is every single character there?
Yeah.
If you look at Will's progression as a character, he told Robin 3 episodes ago?
Alluded to Robin, yes.
No shot. He's telling Murray, Hopper, Steve. By the way, this is the first time they have talked all show. All show. It's insane to me. It's insane.
Yeah, and I don't know. It just, like, it feels incongruent with the stakes. And I know there's going to be some hate comments about this, but, like, listen, we are talking about 2 universes colliding, and the thing that is holding this team back is someone saying that they are gay. I don't care if it was about, like, something else. Like, if it was any very personal thing, I would be like, that doesn't really feel like it lines up with the stakes right now.
Right.
Also, it's glaringly obvious. Everybody should have caught on by this point, but whatever.
And it's like, I can understand from a writing perspective, you've set Will up to be this thing, so you want to kind of bring his arc. Look, there needs to be some subtlety, I feel like, in all the characters right now.
Yeah, it was
it's like
super on the nose.
Everybody is just blatantly saying their character motivation, and that's it. And it's like, to have some dynamics here, we have to have the subtlety of, like, maybe Will never spells out what he's feeling, and that's okay.
And also, like, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on, like, LGBTQ culture in the 80s, but it's not like people came out all the time, or, like, people were super accepting at that time either. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying it's a poor representation at all. I'm just saying, like, I mean, I did talk to my dad about it because he grew up in the 80s. He was like, yeah, people low-key never did that. People, like, were closeted until the 2000s. And I was like, yeah, well. And he's not even, like, hating on it. He's just saying, like, it's not, like, super culturally realistic. Like, I don't know. Like, don't hate comment me for that. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of stuff in this that I feel like felt questionable. Also, the timing just did not feel great.
The timing was abysmal. And that's honestly my biggest critique. Has nothing to do with the fact that Will came out. It's the fact that the stakes were so high and and the fact that it was also framed as like life or death.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's just a complete loss of perspective and a complete injection of a political narrative, which I don't care what side you're on. It's pointless.
All right.
What's your question?
Where did Stranger Things go wrong?
Oh, okay.
And
I think at the beginning of season 5.
No, here's where Stranger Things went wrong, in my opinion.
Okay.
And it had nothing to do with the creators. I mean, like where it really started to go wrong. It had to do with the size of the show's popularity and in the budget. Because Stranger Things got to the point, I think the season cost $500 million.
Insane, by the way.
For this quality product,
Yeah, it's wild.
Severance is significantly better than this show. Straight up. Like, it's not even close. There are many shows that are significantly better than this show. And Stranger Things spent $500 million on this.
There are indie movies that cost $2-3 million that are miles above.
Yeah. So, but here's where Stranger Things was best. It was when it was low budget. When the Demogorgon was the most impressive visual effect in the whole show. Like, I think about even how the Upside Down looked in season 1. It wasn't this weird, like, gray-blue, obvious blue screen thing. Like, they were in some sort of set or environment with the lights turned off, and they added the particles in post.
Right.
And, like, added vines on the ground.
Or, like, the tunnels in season 2.
Yeah, I don't know. I just,
that was
like...
practical. It was sick.
Yeah, when the budget was lower... And, like, they were forced to do smaller things to tell bigger stories, I was very impressed.
And kind of, like, be creative with the little that they had, which I think, in general, kind of elevates whatever you're making.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I think about the difference between seasons 1 and 5. There's the scene where Will is in Castle Byers in the Upside Down. And you can tell, like... They just filmed it on some sort of soundstage with the lights turned off, with some lights on Castle Byers, and like it's I don't know, it's just very simple. And then they do the following sequence in season 5, and it's a full action sequence with so much going on. I think the action sequence is cool, whatever, but like the scope is so much bigger.
Yeah.
It is so much bigger. So I don't know. I think. When they got to the point where they were able to do anything, that's when the show, like, there's just no guardrails, and so all of their worst, I don't know, like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Their worst habits are just, like, free reign.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good point. I think, and I mean, to some extent, I think the more popular the thing gets, the more creative freedom you have to say, like, my way or the highway. And again, none of us have been in the writer's room, so we don't really know. We're just kind of spewing stuff out there.
Yeah.
But there has just been a significant decline in the writing as a whole.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm selling my stock on Stranger Things, guys, and I say that before the finale, and I am prepared. Like, I might have to eat my words. But every comment I've seen on this volume was like, that's pretty bad. Like, not a lot of people that think it was great. At least from what I've seen.
Yeah, I agree.
So, comment below if you think it's great. Is there anything else you want to talk about for this volume? I mean,
I don't think so.
I feel like we kind of beat a dead horse here. We will be reacting to the finale.
We will. And look, hear me say this. I want it to be good. I want it to be the best episode of the show.
Listen, I grew up on Stranger Things. Like, it was my show in middle school and early high school. I love Stranger Things. I want it to be good. I am very sad that it is bad right now.
Yeah.
So... Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be reacting to the final episode, the finale, whatever. So stick around for that. Hit that subscribe button if you're still here.
We got a Marty Supreme review dropping, and we got the finale dropping.
We got a bunch of stuff coming up, so just hit the subscribe button.
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking with us. Let's hope Steve lives, though. That's all I gotta say. Take a break.
Enjoy, folks.